There is a zombie outbreak sweeping the globe, and people are building healthy, fortress-like towns.
Gerry Lane and his family are enjoying their morning.
He adores his wife and their 2 daughters dearly. Gerald asks his youngest daughter Connie what she wants for her birthday as he makes breakfast for the family. He casts a quick glimpse at the television news out of the corner of his eye.
According to certain reports, the nation might be put under martial law. Gerald, though, does not consider this serious. He is unaware of the type of calamity that awaits him, his family, and the entire globe.
The family searches for Connie's ideal gift after breakfast. However, they get caught in a major traffic jam. The family enjoys playing games with their kids and is not discouraged.
The radio is also broadcasting information about natural disasters happening all around the world while numerous military helicopters are flying above the city.
Gerald is not yet alarmed by any of this. But all of a sudden, a police officer on a motorbike races by his vehicle.
He damages Gerry's car's side mirror.
The man exits and observes numerous additional police officers.
At the end of the street, a huge explosion occurs suddenly. Gerry is told by the officer to get inside his car right away. A massive truck approaches the automobiles directly from the other side of the street,
causing destruction wherever it goes. The city is quickly overtaken by anarchy and fear.
Gerald makes the decision to immediately take his family out of the area along the road that the truck has paved.
The truck quickly flips over in the middle of the road.
Instead of buckling up, Gerry's daughters panic and hide behind the chairs. While trying to calm them down, Gerald dashes into an ambulance.
The family is involved in an accident, yet nobody rushes to their aid.
The street populace is obviously not a fan of the Lanes. They exit their totaled vehicle and dash past the terrified crowd.
Who the people are terrified of is now apparent. Crazy zombies are all over the streets.
They burgle cars and nip at people. Gerald notices a man who has been bit. After 12 seconds of writhing on the ground, he transforms into a zombie and begins to attack his own family.
Gerald's family enters an abandoned camper they locate on the road in the meanwhile. Outside, there is indeed a zombie apocalypse under progress.
Gerry's wife removes one of the infected who tries to enter the RV.
The family keeps going.
Military men are everywhere in the city, desperately attempting to stop the terrible assault. A growing number of zombies surround the survivors after the military retreats. Gerald leaves town with his family in search of a safer location. The individual is unaware of how few such locations there are today. Rachel, his oldest child, suddenly experiences an asthma attack. While his wife, Karen, looks for an inhaler, Gerry stops the car and comforts their daughter.
But it was still in a different bag. She badly needs assistance right now. Gerald then receives a call from his good buddy Terry, a United Nations employee.
Gerry gives his friend their location and asks him to get his family out of the zombie zone as soon as possible.
He says he'll save them, but not in an altruistic way. Gerry is unaware of the UN's current plans for him.
The Lane family grabs a shotgun from the van and heads to the closest mall to acquire food and an inhaler for Rachel while Terry looks for a helicopter.
The grocery store is a complete mess.
Karen loads a cart with food from the shelves while Gerry and his daughter head to the pharmacy. An armed man who is not to be trifled with meets them there.
He swiftly intervenes, though, and provides Gerry the required medication.
The man then hears Connie, his youngest daughter, crying. Unidentified males attack Rachel while attempting to steal her goods. Gerry engages the criminals in a gunfight, saving his wife in the process.
A police officer enters the supermarket right away.
The cop, however, only cares about food and doesn't care about the shootings or the victims. Now, everyone is out for themselves. Running outdoors, the family discovers that their van has been taken. They make the decision to flee the dangerously congested area by running towards the tall structures. Gerry makes a call to Terry and requests that he come get them as quickly as possible from the high-rise roof. However, he can only do so at daybreak. At night, there is no way to evacuate.
Outside, there is still a zombie invasion. The family rushes into the door while firing back at them. Gerry spots a man the zombies are avoiding as they travel. What makes them so particular? However, the zombies attempt to break down the entrance door since they are undoubtedly curious about the Lane family. The family flees the zombies by running up the stairs, but then Connie vanishes. The girl is discovered at the entrance to an odd flat. A family of Latin American survivors is now prepared to hide the Lanes as a result of Connie's screaming.
There are no communication issues because their youngest kid, Tommy, is bilingual in English.
The Lanes are fed and given permission to spend the night.
A radio statement urging people to stay inside for a few weeks is heard by everyone. In this situation, moving means living, so Gerry gets up before daybreak and offers that the friendly Hispanic family join them on their escape.
However, they won't leave the house out of fear.
The Lanes then cautiously get ready to run to the roof and leave.
At first, everything goes without a hitch. On the stairs, however, the zombies suddenly attack them. Quickly climbing to the top, the family is protected by Gerry, who eliminates the infected. Gerry gets a zombie's blood liquid in his mouth during one of the battles.
The man worries that he is now also infected. In order to avoid hurting his family following a potential conversion, he hurriedly runs outside onto the roof, stands on the edge, and counts down the remaining 12 seconds. But Gerry is still a person.
Karen uses signal lights up on the roof to draw the rescue helicopter.
The child Tommy, whose family was attacked by zombies, also joins the Lanes.
Gerry fights to keep back as Karen and the kids board the chopper. The zombies moving forward.
The man and his family quickly board the chopper while a military officer covers their withdrawal. The threat has passed.
However, how long?
The Lanes are transported by helicopter to a ship in the Atlantic Ocean. There are a lot of military and high-ranking individuals there with their families. The Lanes receive their own cabin. Arriving is Terry, who has a request for Gerry.
He begins by informing them that the American government is no longer in existence.
Every region of the world is troubled. People don't know where the virus comes from or have the tools necessary to combat it.
Many scientists are working together to try to understand what is going on.
However, Andrew Fastback, a young virologist from Harvard, holds the most promise for saving humanity. He thinks research on the virus can lead to the creation of a vaccine.
However, they must first comprehend where it originated in order to achieve that.
The ship avidly debates the oldest letters and writings that make reference to zombies. There is currently no communication with a base in South Korea, but all roads lead there.
Maybe that's where the infection started.
The young virologist Andrew will be sent to South Korea, but he can't go there by himself. With whom will he fly? A high-ranking military officer approaches Gerry. Then he learns that Lane himself was a top expert who had previously worked for the UN. The military insists that Gerry should accompany Andrew while assisting in the investigation of the epidemic's causes.
Gerry at last comprehends why Terry was so proactive in getting him and his family evacuated.
After all, there is limited space on the ship, and only a small number of people are permitted to board.
The military officer also makes a suggestion that Gerry's family will be brought on shore if he rejects the assignment.
Gerald informs his wife of the seriousness of the situation. He will follow the directive as long as his family has a place to stay and an opportunity to stay safe.
This information shocks Karen.
Gerald provides his wife with a phone number to call him on. He tenderly bids his family farewell and makes a commitment to come back as soon as possible. Gerry, Andrew, and a number of military personnel make up the team that will save humanity. To get to South Korea, they all board a plane.
Gerry gives the novice virologist safety instructions along the way. In turn, Andrew expresses his belief in the operation's success. Even its most terrifying technologies are admired by him. Humans are drawn to nature's mysteries.
Sometimes the virus's most heinous feature ends up being a weak spot in its defense.
Some of the passengers are starting to board the rescue ship in the meanwhile. Fortunately, the Lanes are unaffected by this. The family is still unaware that these benefits are temporary for them.
The South Korean base is reached by flight for Lane's team.
The lack of air traffic controllers and darkness below prompt the airliner to make an emergency landing. As the team leaves the aircraft, zombies appear out of nowhere.
As a result, some members of the military as well as Andrew pass away.
Unfortunately, the scientist panics and accidentally hurts himself with his rifle.
To get to the base, the military assists Lane. They are furious that the American group has arrived at the base since it is best to maintain a low profile there. It turns out that sound attracts zombies,
and the only way to get rid of them is to burn them or shoot them in the head.
The illness, according to Gerry, is afflicting the entire world, and he plans to stop it. Gerald then inquires about a letter that was issued from the base a few days earlier that mentioned zombies.
The base commander takes him inside the burning space.
The guards attempted to shackle the first victim to a bunk, but all of them were bitten, forcing the military to handle them. And a military doctor was the first zombie on the base. He had visited a village to see a weird patient who had bitten him just before the infection.
Unknown individuals were in contact with the village patient.
No specific responses to Gerald's inquiries are given.
He does discover, though, that despite being right in the middle of the chaos, one of the soldiers seemed uninteresting to the undead.
They steered clear of him. The protagonist also encounters a former CIA agent who was exposed selling weapons to North Korea. He conducted dental treatments on himself and is a little crazy. According to the CIA agent, all North Korean civilians had their teeth extracted to stop the spread of zombies. The lunatic claims that Israel likewise managed to defeat the zombie problem. They had erected a huge wall around Jerusalem on the eve of the pandemic. The CIA officer suggests to Gerry that he speak with the Israeli authorities because they were aware of anything previously. Gerry contacts Karen to let her know that he is about to board a flight for Israel, but the line is disconnected. The hero departs the base with the military at his side in order to reach the jet. The zombies continue to be inactive while everyone moves along silently. However, as soon as Gerald receives a call back from Karen, the zombies start to move around due to the sounds of the phone. The result is a bloody battle between humans and zombies. Those who do survive are few. Gerald makes a brief phone call to his wife as they get closer to Israel, but the exchange is brief. Nuclear bombs explode, cutting him off. Gerald is able to secure authorization to land and a request for a meeting with the authorities as he reaches Israel. Jürgen Warmbrunn, a member of the Mossad, welcomes the hero. He relates how Israel decoded a telegram from an Indian commander that mentioned fighting undead. This was sufficient to dispel concerns and hastily erect a wall around Jerusalem. But Warmbrunn is unsure of the precise location of the initial zombie sighting. Anywhere in the globe may have been the setting. Now that it's crucial to save as many people as possible, Israel accepts the refugees who are still alive. Because of how loudly the rescued refugees are cheering, zombies hiding behind the wall are drawn out by the noise. They scale the wall and each other with repulsive roars. The zombies charge the crowd, jumping straight down. The infected are too many despite the military's efforts to restrain them. The city descends into anarchy as the zombies begin to bite people. The zombies move more quickly and are considerably powerful than humans. Ultimately, Warmbrunn gives the order to Soldier Segan to find Gerald and transport him to his jet. The zombies keep up and breach every defense as the men search for a safe location. Gerry finds a man that the zombies are not interested in right away. They scurry right by him. Segan fiercely defends Gerry alongside the other soldiers, but she soon sustains an arm bite as well. With the hope that the virus has not yet spread throughout the girl's body, Lane resolves to save her and amputates her injured limb. She screams in anguish but doesn't turn into a zombie. Gerry now takes care of her and assists her in traveling to the airport. The military has a passenger plane from Belarus stop for him since his plane has vanished. There are many passengers, and the crew is unsure of where to fly. The main goal right now is to escape the zombies by flying. The aircraft finally takes off from the destroyed city. After calming down, Gerry tends to Segan's bravely sustained injury. She puts up with everything with heroism. The big picture suddenly becomes clear as all of the recent events flood across his head. People who are already afflicted with serious illnesses don't appear to be getting hurt by the zombies. Gerry urgently calls Terry and requests that he locate the closest hospital that makes vaccines and guide the jet there. Terry instructs the pilots to take off for the Cardiff research facility. They won't risk disobeying. In the meantime, a flight attendant unintentionally unlocks the cargo compartment, releasing a zombie. The second cabin is currently in disarray with numerous infected. Gerry instructs the first-class travelers to block off the aisle and keep quiet. The strategy doesn't work, and the zombies go into first grade. It appears that everyone will contract the disease. Gerry makes the decision to take action as a result. Segan hands him a grenade, which he snatches and throws at the undead. One zombie is pulled into a turbine as the cabin begins to depressurize. Segan and Gerald are able to maintain their seats. But because of the damage, the aircraft crashes into some trees. Gerry stays alive. He was hurt badly in the collision though. The cockpit was completely destroyed. In addition to Gerry, there is only one other survivor. Segan is he. Thankfully, the aircraft came down close to Cardiff Medical Center. Segan transports Gerry, who is seriously hurt, there. The man arrives at the gate and passes out. The ship discovers that contact with the plane has been lost at this moment. Only Terry has the belief that Gerry has survived. The Lane family will consequently be kicked off the ship. The Lanes fly off on a chopper into the unknown. While caring for them, Terry feels powerless to assist his friend's family. Gerald is now recuperating from surgery. The hospital's medical staff is distrustful of him and is quite curious. But the man is solely concerned about his family, and he orders the medics to call the ship right away. Gerry is a representative of the UN, and Terry answers the phone to let them know he needs their assistance. He is also compelled to acknowledge that Lane's family has been relocated to a refugee camp in Nova Scotia. There may be much greater dangers than on the ship. This infuriates Gerald, who explodes at everyone. The medical center's director reveals to him that he had a family as too, but they all turned into zombies. Then Gerry chooses to be more considerate and shares his motivation for coming. Gerry requests the medical staff to administer a harmful but treatable virus to him. According to the man, wearing such camouflage renders one invisible to zombies.
Of course, this doesn't sound like a treatment. But what if the person suffering from the dreadful illness actually makes it through? The medical staff acknowledges that Gerry could be correct. Because of this, zombies, like predators, might not be drawn to a sick victim. If so, it might be conceivable to give the military a virus that is conditionally safe so they can battle zombies without turning them. Everyone agrees to carry out the experiment. The issue is that the opposite wing, which houses the virus samples, is entirely overrun by zombies. Currently, there are roughly 80 sick people. Gerry, Segan, and the director of the medical center plan to enter covertly after examining the layout of the building. They encircle their arms, seize a weapon, and step into the dark area, from where it is nearly difficult to exit. The group moves carefully towards the proper lab while making an effort to keep quiet. They freeze and try to remain as silent as they can as they see the sleeping zombies. Through the security cameras, the medical personnel that is still alive monitors them. Making no noise at all is not an option, though. Soon after becoming aware of the company, the zombies pursue them. To make the zombies confused, the group must disperse. Gerry is able to get rid of a few and goes to the lab. The center's director and Segan engage in combat with the zombies as well. But since they are being pursued by a sizable zombie horde, they are compelled to go back to the safe wing. Now Gerry is all by himself. He locates the lab that has the harmful viruses and locks himself inside. The man gathers a full box of viruses and makes arrangements to return to the other survivors. He doesn't even sure what he should inject himself with, after all, to avoid dying. But an unexpected zombie who is not planning to depart unexpectedly appears at the lab door. There is only one exit left for Gerry. Even the medical personnel is unsure of the optimum injection method or whether the infection will spread. Gerry is also aware of this. He randomly injects himself with a virus of his choice and requests that the medical staff tell his family that he loves them. Gerry observes the infected through the glass as he waits. The lab door is then decisively opened by him. The zombie gives him a sniff while clacking its teeth. It does not attack. Gerry's scheme succeeds. The diseased man is passed by the man. While going about their zombie business, the entire group of zombies ignores Gerald. The man visits his family after receiving a vaccination against the virus that was previously injected. They are still standing by the shores of Nova Scotia, waiting for him. Gerry Lane's efforts have given humanity a shot at salvation. Anti-zombie bite vaccines are being developed by scientists. Every nation develops a unique strategy to combat the pandemic. Gerry then goes back to his loved ones and gives them all a big hug. Thank you for visiting my channel, hoping you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe to get every new movies. Till the next movie, feel good and have a good one.